Hello, I'm Katie Easterly Marte, Executive Director of the New Hampshire Community Development Finance Authority. In this presentation, my colleague Kevin Peterson and I will share how CDFA uses data to understand the challenges and strengths of towns, cities, and counties across the Granite State, support good decision-making by our partners, and guide our community economic development investments. Quantitative information is an important piece of the equation for CDFA and its many stakeholders. Effective documentation and presentation of relevant and useful data can help tell the story of community need, generate support of specific project ideas, inform strategic direction and resource allocation, and document outcomes and impacts. For CDFA, data touches down in every part of our investment ecosystem. We encourage potential applicants to use data to demonstrate the demand for a project or program that needs funding. We use data to identify places where our resources could make a difference and to contribute to the competitive scoring system for grant applications. Over time, we will use data to quantify the benefits of our investment. In addition, we believe engagement with this community data helps build the capacity of our partners and increases accessibility to CDFA's resources. This is a key priority of ours. Today, we will describe the evolution of our data work since 2019 and where we are going. I'll turn it over to Kevin at this point.
Thank you, Katie. Historically, CDFA relied primarily on data collected through the U.S. Census Bureau. Prior to 2019, we used just 7 data points from the 2010 census for application scoring, and with each passing year, these data points became increasingly stale and out of touch with current circumstances. In 2019, CDFA engaged with the New Hampshire Fiscal Policy Institute and a fellow from UNH's Carsey School of Public Policy on a project to update our CDBG scoring system and to develop a more robust set of community indicators that would be more accurate, more relevant to communities, and could be easily updated and refined over time. We asked the project team to focus on municipal level data for several reasons. One, municipal data can provide more focused insights that don't appear at the county level. And two, we wanted to provide a platform that helps to inform local government decisions. The team identified and vetted more than 100 different data sets. They found that some municipal data sets are too small, lack certainty, or are based on surveys or modeling with a high margin of error. So they looked at county-level data sets as alternatives as well. After careful scrutiny and input from an advisory group of data experts from various organizations and state agencies, the team recommended a list of data sets they thought best represented the types of information that would be useful both to CDFA and to individual New Hampshire communities. And those data would meet our criteria: accurate, accessible, and replicable. The result is a set of community progress indicators that fall into 3 broad categories: basic human needs, access to opportunity, and community sustainability and vibrancy. The first set of indicators was released in January 2020 using data collected in 2019. In 2020, we did our first update, which was released in January 2021. Our intention is to update the data each fall for release in December. Data for all 13 indicators are compiled for each New Hampshire municipality and county on an Excel spreadsheet. Anyone can download the document from our website. Users can then sort the data in a variety of ways to provide a snapshot of socioeconomic circumstances in a particular place, look at comparisons between communities, and identify patterns in a county or region. Here, we've highlighted the city of Laconia with a red box. Looking from left to right across the page, you can see that Laconia has the highest rates of enrollment in SNAP and free and reduced price school meal programs in Belknap County. Families in Laconia spend 18% more than the benchmark of 30% of household income on housing costs. 9% of residents don't have health insurance, household median income is lower than the state median, and only 7% of people who filed federal tax returns reported annual gross income of more than $100,000. The community progress indicators also serve as the basis for a core data index that contributes to the scoring system used to evaluate grant applications to the Community Development Block Grant, or CDBG, program. The core data index is a relative measure of poverty and socioeconomic challenge, replacing the older 7-factor scoring rubric that was based in data from the 2010 census. Scores range from 0 to 70, with 70 representing the greatest combination of socioeconomic challenges. The figures for Belknap County towns are shown here. In the fall of 2021, with 3 consecutive years of using the core data index, we can begin to analyze trends in the scores. This chart shows several New Hampshire communities with a relatively high rate of investment by CDFA over the past 10 years across all our programs, from planning grants to energy loans, as well as COVID response funds starting in 2020. Each community serves as a regional hub for social and other services, which is one of the reasons for the high rates of investment in each locale. All of these communities have multiple nonprofit partners that are working closely with municipal officials to help to conceive, develop, and implement projects. The chart is sorted by per capita investment, with greater investment at the top. The darker the shade of green, the steeper the decline in the Core Data Index, or CDI, with only Conway and Laconia showing no decline. Let me highlight a couple of examples from among these communities. The city of Keene is the county seat of Cheshire County in rural southwestern New Hampshire. Over the past decade, CDFA has made investments in the city and the Monadnock region to help meet basic human needs, build local capacity and resiliency, and increase economic success. A sample of our investments in Keene includes tax credits that supported the Community Kitchen Food Pantry and the Moco Arts Regional Arts Center, community development block grants to enable creation and expansion of the Monadnock Food Co-op, technical assistance grants to the Hannah Grimes Center to boost their ability to support local entrepreneurs and small businesses, economic development loans to help businesses like 603 Optics and Compass Innovative Behavior Strategies to create new jobs, and operating support for Monadnock Economic Development Corporation to help them advance economic development projects in the region. These investments support critical human and safety net services, new opportunities for area residents, and a healthy and vibrant community. Over the past 3 years, Keene's Core Data Index score declined by 8 points. CDFA has a multi-year relationship with the city of Franklin, one of New Hampshire's most challenged former mill towns. Over the past 10 years, we have invested in planning grants, community facilities, nonprofit capacity, facade improvements along Main Street, affordable housing, energy efficiency, and economic development projects, most recently to help a public-private partnership that is creating the very first whitewater park in New England, which broke ground in the summer of 2021. CDFA funds leveraged millions of dollars of additional public and private investment into these projects. And while CDFA's per capita investment in Franklin is only about 1/3 of that of Keene, the investment is paying off, with new businesses locating on Main Street, redevelopment of a former downtown textile mill into market-rate housing and commercial space, expanded tourism, a growing tax base, and a 4-point decline in the Core Data Index. Coming back to this chart, there appears to be an inverse relationship between per capita investment and CDI score, with a higher rate of investment connected to a steeper decline in CDI, with only 2 outliers, Laconia and Berlin. Just as a reminder, a declining CDI score should represent a decline in that community's overall socioeconomic challenges. While we can't claim a direct causal link between our investment and the CDI score, it will be interesting to do a deeper dive as we track CDI scores over a longer period of time. And one important note is that the 2022 score, which uses data from 2021, is the first one to really be affected by the COVID pandemic. Another way that CDFA uses the Core Data Index is to target our outreach efforts. On this chart, a municipality is included because it meets 3 criteria. 1, a Core Data Index score of more than 35 points, which is the midpoint of the scoring range, even if the 3-year trend in that score is declining. 2, cumulative CDFA investments of less than $1 million over the past 10 years. And 3, at least 2,000 residents, which is a very rough measure of basic community capacity in terms of the size of local government to apply for and effectively deploy grant resources, both from CDFA and from other funders. Towns in green have declining CDI scores indicating positive socioeconomic trends. Towns shown in tan have steady or higher CDI scores indicating negative socioeconomic trends. As it turns out, all of these towns are in the rural, northern, and western parts of our state, at the greatest distance from the economic powerhouse that is the Boston metropolitan area. Using the CDI to develop a list like this enables us to do more focused, targeted, and indeed personal outreach to our most challenged towns, some of which may not know about CDFA or the variety of resources that we offer. Another important step in our data program is to make the information come alive through visualization of data on an interactive map. In 2021, we entered into a partnership with PolicyMap to display data in a map-based and georeferenced manner. If you haven't already seen it, PolicyMap's web-based platform provides free access to literally thousands of data sources. On this screenshot, dark blue areas are census tracts that are eligible for investment through the New Markets Tax Credit Program, or their designated opportunity zones. PolicyMap is a great repository of information that can be sorted and displayed by state, by county, by city or town, by zip code, or in some cases even by census tract. We worked with the PolicyMap team to create a customized map showing CDFA's community progress indicators. When the map opens, you see an outline of the state of New Hampshire with an estimated population by city or town. On the PolicyMap platform, cities and towns are referred to as county subdivisions. The legend is on the right. On the left, I can use the plus and minus icons to zoom the map in or out. When I click on a town or city, I can see a summary of the CPI data for that place, such as Berlin. Click on each of the 3 category tabs to show the detailed information for your selected city or town. Click on the X in the top right corner to close the summary box. Now I'll click on the new map icon in the top left corner of the page, where we find the same 3 indicator categories. Click on a category to see the individual indicators within that category. Click on any indicator to show a map of that indicator across the state. Here's a map showing SNAP data. Now I can see a pattern of SNAP enrollment across New Hampshire with a new legend showing data ranges and colors on the right. I can click anywhere on the map to see the indicator for that particular city or town. Again, here's Berlin. Here's Franklin. And here's Concord. Again, click on the X in the box to remove that information. Then go back to New Map and select a different indicator. Let's try Access to Opportunity, and here we can see the median household income relative to the statewide median income. You can do this for any of the 13 indicators. In the legend, you can see a line at the bottom that says Source NHCDFA from various sources, and a small I. Eventually, you'll be able to click on this button to take you to a complete dictionary that provides information about what data sources are used for each indicator, when the data were gathered, margin of error, and other details. This map feature will be included in a soon-to-be-launched new page on CDFA's website that will be devoted to the community progress indicators and other data resources. Now let me turn it back over to Katie for a wrap-up. Katie?
Going forward, we will be able to use data in a number of ways. A new website will consolidate all of our data in one place, including the mapping tool created by PolicyMap. We are working with the Hannah Grimes Center for Entrepreneurship in KEENE and the New Hampshire Fiscal Policy Institute on a set of county-level economic indicators that document and inform the entrepreneurial and business startup ecosystem in the Granite State. We will add these indicators to our new data page this month. We will continue to use data to improve our internal processes and better align our investments with changing and evolving community needs. And we hope the data we collect and share will serve our stakeholders, partners, and communities to make more informed decisions about their community economic development future. These activities are part of CDFA's annual work cycle and contribute to the comprehensive review and update of our living strategic plan. We look forward to sharing even more data and information to help New Hampshire's communities document needs, chart future plans, seek additional resources, and build resiliency. Please reach out to us with any questions. Thank you.